Okay, so hi. And we'll start again without the frog in the throat. Hello, welcome. My name's David Vaughan, and thank you very much for joining me this morning. And today's Real Talk episode 2. And what are we going to be discussing in today's episode? Well, we are going to be discussing free content versus paid content, and how to know what is too much free, how to know when you're giving away too much, how to know when you are doing, how do I know when to have that happy border of what I want to give value away, and give away for free to build myself up as that trusted authority. But I got to make money too, right? I got to, I can't give it all away for free. If I give it all away for free and make no money, it's not a business, it's a hobby, right? So today's episode, we are going to talk all about free content versus paid content, how to know when you're giving too much away for free. Hello, Titch. Welcome for joining in. I'm just getting started ongoing. This is on the record, so I am recording this blab, and I appreciate you joining in. Tell a little bird, get your followers in here as well. Free content versus paid content, and how to know what is too much for free. I know that last part kind of got funky looking, but what are you going to do? You only have so much room to write a topic title in, right? Right? So, free content versus paid content. How to know how much is too much. How to know when you're giving away too much. And in today's online world, here's the thing with Google and YouTube. Phil, welcome. With Google and YouTube and the ability to search for just about anything and find anything out, what happens? Well, people can go and search and find just about anything, tips and tricks and strategies and all this type of stuff, and they can find it for free. But that doesn't have anything really to do about what you're doing, right? I mean, you're giving away free content as well. Why are you giving away free content? That's probably the first question that you need to ask is, why am I giving away free content? And I'm going to open the seat up. Anybody else is welcome to join as well. So why are you giving away free content? Let me know in the comments, or, tweet at me or something of that nature, or let me know in the comments below. All right. Phil wants to jump on in.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Phil. How are you?
I'm okay. Yourself?
Good. I'm very well.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for joining in. Appreciate it. I'm in North Carolina.
All right. I'm in Manchester in England.
All right. It's a bit of the afternoon for you. It's 9:00 in the morning for me. That would make it about little after 2 in the afternoon for you, right?
That's right, sir. Yeah. 2:10 to be precise.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've just had lunch and you're just having breakfast.
Breakfast was a few hours ago, but that's about right. Day's just beginning here, and you guys have already gotten set on your hump day, your Wednesday, your wacky, wonderful Wednesdays. So,
yeah.
Topic is free content versus paid content, and how to know when too much is for free. I'm interested to know, what is it that you what do you do to make money? What hobby did you turn into a business?
Well, first of all, it's a fantastic debate that you've talked about, and it's one I know a lot of people struggle with, really.
Yes.
As an individual, I've had a corporate background up until about 10, 11 years ago when I jumped ship and decided to go self-employed. So I've done a number of what you might call internet entrepreneur type things, and I'm also a consultant and a coach, so I work with businesses, advising and guiding them on planning and strategy and all that kind of thing, particularly with digital media and sales and marketing in mind. So that's how I earn a living. And because I do quite a lot and help a lot of clients with content marketing, that's particularly why what you're talking about is very interesting and relevant, because it comes up a lot in the content marketing area. You know, how often do you give away stuff, and how much do you how often or where and why do you ask for money? And it's a raging and ongoing debate.
Right. Yep. And I've actually got the solution. I've got the simple answer to it all, and that is the whole purpose of this. Right.
I'm listening.
Well, so I'm actually interested. So since you're here, I'm going to put you in a hot seat. So, is this something that you battle with personally yourself with your businesses? Because I hear that you talk to others about it. So, you personally, is it something that you worry over? Am I giving too much away? You know, where do I draw that line?
Yes, it's something I analyze quite a lot. And it's not just online, it's also offline as well. So one example to get it in the real world, which is where I like to live, if at all possible. I do speeches at conferences about digital media. And sometimes, because I wrote a book 2 or 3 years ago called How to Make Your Business Work for You. I often wonder whether I should give away the books as part of the overall experience and as a marketing exercise to get people to talk to me after the speech to potentially become a client. Or do I give them a PDF version of the book, which is free to me? But obviously it doesn't have the same tangible value as physically getting hold of the book. Right. So that's something I toy around with, or do I just give away a few copies? Just, you know, here's 3 signed copies, competition type thing. So that's probably one practical, real area that I'm often unsure about. I guess, and finally,
let's hit on that, and you talk about that you do conferences. So I'm assuming that you keynote or panel or something of that nature. Yeah. The content that's in your book and the content that you do on your keynotes and your speaking sessions, are they relatively the same?
No, not really. No, they're not. They're linked in that they're about business growth and business improvement. But when I do the speeches, I tend to talk about what I call, my speech is called the digital media revolution. So the speech is about the ways in which digital marketing and digital media is changing the way that we buy and changing the way that we promote and changing the way that we take no goddamn notice of anything. So it's a lot about that. Whereas the book is more of a practical guide on how to grow a business. So it's linked, but it's not exactly the same. Okay. All right.
So, and you've touched on one thing, and I'm going to, and I'll come back to it. But you've actually hit on one thing, one particular area. Basically your speaking sessions, you're giving the what, and your book is selling the how. And so you are on the right path from what I heard from you. Your book is a how-to.
Yes, it is. It is. It's chapter by chapter, how-to. Yeah. Yep. With particular reference to the different areas of business. So growing staff, sales, infrastructure, the various different elements of business. Yeah. Practical.
All right. Okay. So you're on the right path with that. And that's one portion of it. I will let you know you're doing the right thing. And that's one key area is that when I talk about this, or when I get asked about this, or when I do this myself and everything that I plan, the differences are I give the what, you give people the what, you sell them the how. And that's but that's a very broad area. And so everybody's like, well, how much what do I give away? Because there might be some what that I want to sell. But the funny thing is, and so I'll go ahead and get into what I was talking about. You know, all the information that you have is more than likely readily available, you know, for free, given a Google search or a YouTube search. I mean, that's the thing today with the internet, with the information that's readily available everywhere. We can find out every tip and trick and strategy. We can find out everything that we need to do through that search. And so it kind of sits there and works against us, because it's like, well, you know, everybody can find this out. And you know, so what do? Well, I'm giving, you know, what I know through my experience and what I express through what I do. I'm giving that away. But that's the free content. And why do we do it? Well, we're doing it so that we can build up value. We're doing it so that we can build ourselves up as a trusted authority in the matter or the area or the niche or whatever it is that you want to call it. The area that people get tripped up in is, and the reason I put in the word content is that we think we're selling content, and we're not. Because content, like I said, that's available everywhere. we can go out, we can Google search, we can take the time and the energy and form teams and research and do all this stuff. We can find that content. That content is out there. So what's the difference? Well, so the barometer that I always tell people is, when you think you're giving away too much, give a little bit more. Go give more, because you're holding yourself back. And when you're holding yourself back, you're holding back from your audience. But that's where what and how come into play. We give away all the what. And so I can give you a really good example on, let's say, the use of video marketing and YouTube. Let's use that as an example, or live video. You know, this is the types, this is the types of live video you need to do. This is what you need to say. This is what you need to use. And I'm giving you all that type of content out there, and I'm giving that to you for free. Then I'm selling you the how is, now if you want to put all that together and have it work and help grow your business, that's what, you know, Live Video Academy is about. That's what, you know, YouTube Marketing 101 is about. You know, whatever it is that you want to come up with. That's where you break it down for them. And the difference is what you're selling is broken down into the three main areas. And so it's the A to Z, step by step, like your book. It's the access to you, for guidance, for coaching, for mentoring, because you're helping them along that path. And then the third part, and a lot of people leave this out sometimes, although you see it more pop up, but I see it more pop up and done incorrectly, is that you can also create community out of it. So, you know, the Facebook groups and the live webinar, private, you know, including a live webinar counseling, you know, coaching session once a month or something of that nature, whatever. But you bring in the entire group together, and you let the group hold each other accountable. You let the group also learn from each other, because we do that. And so those are the big differences. But what you're selling isn't content. What you're selling is the A to Z. You're selling the access to you, and you're selling the ability for social accountability and everything. So that goes, you know, well, what if somebody sits there and they just watch all my free stuff and they go out and do it on their own? And that's fine. There's going to be people out there, but what you're going to understand is, one, that's not your target customer, your target customer avatar. That's not who they're not ready for you.
Mm. Yeah.
When people become ready for you, they purchase. They put skin in the game. They lay down some money. And when you lay down money, when we invest at that level, then that's when all of a sudden the transformation happens in the transaction. And that's something that James Wedmore likes to say. Yeah. The transformation is in the transaction. So, you know,
sorry, I've got a meeting at 2:30, so I've got to have
no problem.
Thanks for that.
For dropping in.
Got me thinking that, and I appreciate that. And hopefully I'll catch you again soon on here.
Good. And catch the replay. The replay will be up for a while.
Okay, mate. See ya.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Okay, and I want to thank Phil once again for dropping in. So I'm going to continue on with what I was discussing about, and just using Phil as an example, not to harp up on him, but one of his questions was, should I give my book away? Well, that depends if your book is helping teach the how. If you're already delivering the content of enough free and giving them enough free, then you can sit there and continue to sell your book. However, if you feel that your book would be more beneficial and giving that away as well, and you've got something behind it that you can help build up, and maybe you can, where you offer the coaching sessions, you build up a course, a digital course, or an information coaching, or a boot camp session, or something of that nature, and you can continue to offer the A to Z steps. You can consider, the 1, 2, 3s of it. You can continue to offer the accessibility to you, which is valuable, because that's what people will pay for, is not just the access of the step-by-step, but the access to you. And then, like I say, help build a community. And that as well will help take your business to the next level. And you no longer have to worry about all the free content that you're doing to build your value. So the big takeaway is, when you think you're giving too much, when you start asking that question, am I giving too much away? You need to give a little bit more. You need to continue delivering that value. In fact, you need to over-deliver in the value. You need to, as you're building yourself up as a trusted authority, when you give away the best stuff, what you're giving away will make people go, wow, if they're giving this away, what in the world am I going to learn when I sign up for this course? What in the world am I going to learn when I buy this book? What in the world am I going to learn when they come and I hire them to come train my sales staff? How much better is it going to get? That's what's going to happen. They're going to be welled up so much, and how much you've given away for free, paying you, or whatever you're charging for, and whatever you're charging is going to be a no-brainer to them. And again, for the people that are out there that are simply looking for the free content, let them do it. There's nothing you can do about it. Those people are always going to be out there. But that doesn't need to hold you back, because one day that person may come to you, or one day that person may transfer over and sit there and recommend you and social proof you by saying, hey, listen, I've learned a ton from this person. I know you don't have time to do it, but they've got this awesome course that teaches everything. I can't help you teach you that type of stuff. You need to go. And so, it'll pay it forward. But in our businesses, we're always worried about giving away too much. And you can never have that hold you back. That's something that you really should not be worried about too much. So again, I want to thank Phil for being in here. He provided great examples of both online and offline. And I've got a couple other things that I do want to make sure that I put the point on. Again, transformation in the transaction. I didn't come up with that. I've heard that from James Wedmore, but it stuck with me, and it's absolutely true. When people invest, when they put that skin in the game, they step it up a level. And they're looking for that hand-holding, step-by-step process. They're looking for that access to you. That's what they can get. When I'm talking about the A to Z, the step-by-step process, like I say, they can get all the free content in the world and search it out and everything, but they can make a lot of mistakes. They can go through a lot of trial and error, and they can get frustrated, and they can stop it. And if you know that what you do will better their lives, and you've got the proven formula of what has worked, and this is it, that's what they're looking for. It's like, okay, there are all these options, and here's what I recommend. You pull this down, you pull this down, you pull this down, and you put them together, and you say, this is what you do. This is where you need to be right now, and this is what you need to focus on, and this is where you need to be, and this is what you need to focus on, and guide them through. That's what they're paying for. So that's not content. that's that's a blueprint, that's access, and then have that community built up. Make sure that when you're doing these communities, these Facebook groups, or whatever other kind of community where everybody's together, make sure that you're having that nurtured correctly. Make sure that everybody in there is free to interact with each other, and make sure you give ample opportunities for people to share their success and their progress as they move along. Because others will draw off of that. They'll go, man, you know what? I was doing that and you solved my problem for me because I couldn't figure out how to get past it. Trust me, the community will help it grow as well. Okay, my name's David Vaughan. I am the Entrepreneur's Geek. This has been Real Talk Episode 2, talking about free content versus paid content and how to know when too much is being given away. I want to thank everybody for watching this. If you've got any questions, leave a comment below. Have you got something to say? Have you got an opinion that you'd like to share? Maybe a question you'd like to ask? Let me know that as well. If you're not following me, follow or subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.